What's going on, guys? T. Blake here, and today we are unpacking the news of the scandal involving a brand that I love, Adidas. I invest in Adidas, have a lot of good things to say about the brand, but unfortunately this is something that's very frustrating, and I think something that's frustrating not only for fans of NCAA sports, but also someone that is a big proponent of kind of keeping the money out of the game. Now that's almost an impossible task. Everyone is making money off these athletes except the athletes themselves, and this scandal kind of reveals ways in which players were getting money siphoned in through, assumingly, Adidas to the coaches who were then paying off the families in exchange for committing to an Adidas-backed school. Now, with the drop of the NBA with Adidas now going to Nike, Adidas made a huge push to pick up new schools. So there are some huge names that are the center of this investigation. You have Lamont Evans for Oklahoma State University, Chuck Person for Auburn, Emmanuel Richardson for University of Arizona, Tony Bland for Southern California, and University of Miami has also been brought up. What's concerning to me, again, goes back to that statement that Adidas made. So one, the volume of money coming from this, unless there was some sort of embezzlement from the person up at the top that was saying, hey, I need performance-based numbers, I'm taking this from my marketing budget and I'm using it to kind of embezzle, to tip off and bribe coaches. There's just so many things that don't sit well with me. Now, the pressure, of course, is enormous. The whole long play, you might say, why is Adidas making such a gamble or taking such a chance? That is assuming that Adidas knew about this. The long play was to get these top athletes into schools that they sponsor that are most likely going to be bound for a first-round draft pick to the NBA and then sign them to Adidas then. So that's like the long-term funneling play for this. I think the other thing, too, is a lot of players must be frustrated with this, because imagine you're a elite high school athlete whose family is looking for this opportunity to kind of have a breakout year, whether it's through an education or finally make it to the pros. So many players give back to their families in that way, and here they are really being manipulated in order to get signed to a brand, right? Another way where the brand is capitalizing before the player in a way that isn't even as straightforward as a shoe endorsement, right? This is something where information is being manipulated or people are being outright lied to in order to get the commitment. Now, I'm a visual person, so I'm going to share with you this graphic really quick. Now, you can see here that the bribes are coming from managers or advisors. These are people that are managing or advising families that are up and coming. So they were taking money that they were then passing on to the college coaches, who are then giving a more convincing argument to players to then go and join the team. Now, when I say convincing, that also insinuates that they're potentially passing money on to them. Now, in turn, you would then be offered an athletic scholarship to that school. You'd have a commitment back to the school from the family, and then you'd be getting that sponsorship deal back to the school. So those sponsorship deals are gigantic. So that's another huge incentive outside of the bribes themselves. Overall, extremely frustrated. From a business ethics standpoint, this is really atrocious. I understand the pressure that's involved, and we see big scandals like this all the time. The Volkswagen pressure, Wells Fargo pressure, opening up fake accounts. But at the end, it's really the people underneath that suffer. Some of these athletes made decisions based on either false information. They may not have been even willingly taking the money, and that might sound crazy to you, right? But imagine you're a family, first generation, sending your kid to college. You don't really know how scholarships may or may not work. My family didn't know. I'm first generation to go to college. Like, if my parents were saying, hey, and as a bonus you get $20K for coming to the school, use it for whatever you want, my family would be all over that. I would be as well. And I think it just goes to show how, even at the highest level, there are pressures and stresses to perform. And what people are willing to do to hit those performance goals often are unethical. Similar to steroids for sports for an advantage, bribery. It's just really unfortunate, and I really hope that this, in addition to so many other issues that have to do with NCAA athletes, really sets a conversation about reforming this really backward system where people continue to profit off student athletes. Let me know your comments down below in the description. I'm curious to hear what you have to say, and if you enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up on it. T. Blake signing out. Peace, guys.